And that Bob?
I'm not sentimental, but there's something about the way you look tonight. Makes me wanna take a picture.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imai and this is BeatTV. BeatTV is a series on my channel where you watch an episode of a TV show. It's been mostly cartoons, but we've been switching it up while I put my makeup on. But today I'm having a lazy day. I'm filming 2 videos. I just got back, cut me some slack. I don't want to put any makeup on. Before we get started, happy AAPI Heritage Month. All of my resources for Palestine are still in the description. And there was another thing I wanted to say. If I remember it, it'll come back if it was worth remembering. So yeah, let's get started. Today we are watching season 2, episode 1 of Clone High. I had a lot of thoughts about when it first came out, and now that it is out, 2 full seasons are out, I want to talk and share those opinions that I didn't share back then and see what antics our clones are up to. So the episode begins and we are taken to like that FBI room of like people above Scudworth's office who be talking to him, and they are describing Operation Spread Eagle, where the frozen clones are meant to take over the world and be the new leaders because our current world leaders are so awful. But then they also kind of catch us up on the Abe, Cleo, Joan drama. Basically just like a little, here's what you missed 20 years ago and now you're back in the freezer. Joan is walking to school. Abe still thinks it's 2003 and he thinks he's talking to Gandhi, but he's not talking to Gandhi. We're gonna get into it. And he's saying how he needs to profess his love for Joan, and since it's 2003, guys should not be afraid to share their feelings with girls. And they are walking through the courtyard, and remember how in the original Clone High, like even all the background characters are clones? Who are these people? Y'all was just drawn people. These are not clones. Who are they? Abe is about to approach Joan and tell her how he feels. Joan is noticing that something's off. There's a bunch of kids that she hasn't seen here before, and there are people riding scooters, and it's just odd. Tiny detail that I didn't notice, but Chloe noticed when they were watching it with me. They rounded off her head. Her head used to be pointy. Now it's rounded off. I don't like that. Nitpicking at its finest. JFK offers to walk with Joan to school because, you know, he was so thrilled after they had sex at prom. He asks her to be his girlfriend and she's like, can I think about it? And then like a drone flies by and he chases after the drone and like no one's questioning this drone. Scudworth is about to have his coffee in his office and bursting through the door is Candide Simpson? I just heard her say. And she is overseeing him while they commence Operation Spread Eagle. I have thoughts. First of all, this is Cleo's voice actress. Second of all, look at the calves on that lady. That lady got some calves if I've ever seen them. And that Bob? She's kind of killing it. Candide comes in and she's like, there's a bunch of clones here that we've never seen before. And she also makes like a glass ceiling over Scudworth's office so that they can have their own office and literally just look down directly on him. And he's like, oh yeah, I've been secretly keeping Clone High going without permission. So what happened after they were all frozen? It just became a normal high school, and then that's why there's all these random background characters? Like that was too like subtle of a line to just sneak in there that would explain a lot of things with this show. They should have made that a little more prominent, because I've watched both full seasons of the reboot and I was like, who are these people? Because they snuck that little line in there. They should have made that a little bit more important, I would think. And she's like, okay, I guess a couple more clones wouldn't be that bad, but did you tell the frozen clones what happened? And he's like, I knew I forgot something. But he then goes on to say in this presentation that a few years after the 2003 clones were frozen in 2003, in 2007, they made some new clones. So you guys are like roughly the same age. And I'm like, okay, then who are all these background people? Are these a bunch of new clones that he told Candide that he secretly kept Clone High going? So was the school supposed to be abandoned after 2003? and Scudworth was just making clones and operating Clone High in secret? Or did he mean Clone High kept going where everyone else thought this was a normal high school, but he just kept making clones? It's not clear. Let me know if I'm dumb, because y'all be correcting me a lot because I be missing stuff. So let me know if that's not clear. That doesn't feel clear, right? Maybe I'm bugging. Let me know. So Scudworth does this song presentation catching them up on what happened between 2003 and 2023. I don't hate Cleo's new voice actress. Y'all know how I am with continuity and keeping things the same, and I don't like change. Is it a trauma response? Maybe. I don't know. I don't hate her new voice actress. It fits her very well. But the one thing I will say is they have I think this is based off of the last time I googled it, which was months ago. They have a Mexican voice actress for Frida, they have a black voice actress for Harriet Tubman, and they recast Cleo to have a brown voice actress because because back in 2003 she was a white woman, but we kept her voice actress for the new Candide character, right? But I googled it, and the voice actress for Cleo is not Egyptian. She's Iranian, which, no shade to Shorty, but it's like, y'all can't recast for the sake of diversity and then just say brown is brown, let's just put an Iranian woman in here. Well, you might as well have kept the white lady. No shade to her new voice actress, no shade to that lady at all. But it's like, y'all can't just say brown is brown. Find an Egyptian actress. Scudworth announces that Frida, the class president, is going to make some announcements to help the old clones get adjusted to the new clones, right? So Frida announces that Clone High will be having their very first Unity Week, and then Harriet Tubman comes out. Don't talk to me about her character design. We already addressed it in the last one. But then I think one of the people on the Clone High creative team came out and was like, here are some of the other, if I can find the tweet, I'll link it. Here are some of the other character designs we had thought of for Harriet Tubman, and they were all so much better than what they settled on. Can we do like a Jimmy Neutron style Shorty gets a makeover type thing? Makeover. Because Libby, when she got her box braids and was feeling herself, loved it. Let's do something like that for Harriet. So Joan is not having it, but Abe is like, who knows? This might be fun. As if y'all have a choice. So Frida and Joan cut the ribbon for Unity Week. Confucius is making a TikTok. I want to say Shorty with the braid is Sacagawea, but no one ever says anyone's names. So the first Unity Week activity is to walk a mile in someone's shoes. So to literally switch shoes with someone and to walk a mile in them. Harriet is with Joan. Cleo is with someone. They didn't say anyone's name, but I should be able to tell by looking at them, but don't know who Cleo's with. Abe is with Topher Bus. Christopher Columbus. Don't piss me off. Abe is talking to Topher, which is the craziest nickname for Christopher, by the way. He is trying to say things that he would have said in 2003 that would have got him canceled. So he starts to say the R slur, but Topher cuts him off.
We don't say politically correct anymore.
Oh, nice. That stuff was so retarded.
Retired. Yes, the phrase was retired.
No, I was gonna say retarded.
Shut up!
Twice. The whole plot of this episode really gets me because it's like, we can't do in 2023 what we used to do in 2003. And I'm like, y'all never said the R slur one time on Clone High 20 years ago. Y'all are complaining about a problem that did not exist for you. Joan is adjusting really well. She's making fast friends with Harriet and Frida, but Abe is kind of struggling with the adjustment. So Topher Bus reveals that his clone father is Christopher Columbus, and that he is trying to distance himself from his clone father because while they were frozen, Christopher Columbus got canceled for being awful. And Abe swears up and down that JFK is also going to get canceled for being awful, but nah, they fucking with him. They like him. Forgot to mention, Cleo's also struggling because her type of girl is not typically the popular girl anymore. Like the pretty whatever girl, like anyone can be popular these days. And she's kind of struggling with like, what do you mean Frida's popular? The girl with the unibrow and the mustache and the skateboard. I'm hot. We get the moment from the trailer where we spoke earlier and she's kind of freaking out and does all that extreme violence to herself. I don't even know if I can put it here. That is not true to her character. We spoke about it last time. That's not really true to her character. Cleo would never purposefully disfigure herself and make herself look like that. She's too vain for it, but I don't make the show, I just watch it. But Frida and Harriet do include her to be in part of like the inclusivity group. because it's the most exclusive part of Unity Week, and that's why Cleo is giving this reaction, because she's like, I'm not cool enough to be in your group, but she is, and then that's what prompts that. But yeah, like I said, not true to Cleo's character. And of course, JFK is given one as well, and Abe is not, and Abe is really sad about it. Joan suggests Abe plans luncheon to the inclusivity committee, and Frida's like, no, Topher just told me that he said some really inappropriate stuff earlier. Joan is like, he's my best friend, like, he's great, he'll be able to do it. Like, I don't know what's going on with me and my talking right now. I gotta get back into this swang of thing. Joan and JFK are at lunch with the inclusivity committee. Inclusivity committee lets Abe in through their roped off area, and they are asking Abe, what do you have planned for the luncheon? And then he just says, tables. I got tables, and he's very proud of his tables idea. And Joan is kind of prompting him to say more, like, what else do you have planned? Because I just vouched for you to be able to plan this, and it doesn't look like you have anything coming up with. And then I'm just gonna put the clip.
And chairs. I don't want everybody to sit Indian style. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to say something gay. Abe! Okay, let me explain. When I said gay, I'm trying to say that it was the most dumb, stupid, horrible thing that you could ever imagine.
So Abe is kind of shunned out of the cafeteria, and he goes to where the old dock was. The water is drained. Why? I mean, climate change, but why? Abe is kind of telling him, like, man, I wish my friend Gandhi was here, because I would always talk to him about this kind of stuff when I was going through it. And they revealed that Gandhi was just left frozen, and it breaks my heart, because that's the best you could come up with? You just left him in there, the poor guy? But I did hear that they're bringing Gandhi back for like the next season or something like that. I don't know if that's true. So Confucius gives him the advice to make a overly produced apology video, and they get on Flip Flop, and Abe makes a series of videos, starting with I'm sorry, and then slipping up and saying something offensive, and then spiraling down a I'm not sorry, y'all are crazy. And it's just...
Sorry. I refuse to apologize.
I'm sorry, I said sorry, not sorry.
I said I was sorry!
What anyone, I am legitimately asking you, can you please make a list or like a comment thread or something? I'll start it. What jokes did they make in 2003 that would get them canceled today? Like, I understand if this was like a Ren and Stimpy reboot, then I get it. But what jokes did Clone High make that they can't make today? Yeah, a little bit of violence, the fork, spoon, knife thing with the cheat, but was there anything offensive? I don't think so. I don't even know what are they talking about? This was not a problem for them. I mean, the Gandhi thing did ruffle some feathers and get them canceled, but that was it. They didn't make any inherently offensive jokes. They just portrayed a character in a way that people didn't like. Me in editing, after thinking about it, the only thing I could think of is Gandhi when he accidentally went to jail because of his orange warm-ups, and they had that shower scene. That's the only thing I could think of. But anything else? Like, what else? Frida officially declares Abe canceled, and he is banished to the cancel corner with Marilyn Manson, and I'm pretty sure his character's name was just Mr. Sheepman, that teacher who was half sheep, half dude, failed experiment. And Abe is yelling at Joan like it's her fault, and Joan is like, whoa, I tried to get them to like you. Like, I included you. They liked me. They didn't like you, and I tried to rope you along, but you can't keep your mouth shut, which is valid. Abe also declares that he's gonna have his own Unity luncheon called the Luncheon for Unity. Also, the B-plot is Scudworth's complicated relationship with his new boss, Candide. He's falling in love with her, blah, 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 blah. Inclusivity Committee is setting up their luncheon, and Abe is setting up his luncheon, and Abe kind of ate them up a little bit because he got tiki torches and music and like I wouldn't want to go to the other luncheon either. So my original thought was that everyone would see Abe's cool luncheon and go to his luncheon, but everyone just sees a second Unity luncheon and they're like, I want to have my own Unity luncheon. So everyone starts making their own luncheons. So Harriet and Frida kick Joan out of the Inclusivity Committee. She's really sad. She's like, I guess she had really high hopes for high school the second time. And she's like, I guess it's gonna be like the first time after all. And And like the amount of violence is crazy. So Abe takes a plate of chicken wings from his luncheon and goes down to the dock to think, and he has his notepad and he's writing down ways to make it up to Joan, and he's writing his ideas down, and every time he rips a page off of the notepad, he gets a paper cut and his hands are just bloody. And I'm like, was there this much senseless blood in the original? There wasn't. I feel like in the original it happened just enough for it to be like, oh, ha ha ha. Like in this alone, like I didn't even tell you guys one of the instances of violence earlier of just blood and stuff, because I think it was part of the Scudworth plot. Like he accidentally, like, I don't know, something, Candide planted bombs in his necklace and it blew them up. But I'm like, just alone in this episode, there's been like 5 instances of like insane bloody violence. This didn't happen in the original, I don't think. Abe's idea is to go to the luncheon with all of his new paper cuts and have people pour hot sauce into them from his hot wings that he had at his luncheon, and that's how he's making it up to Joan, and Joan is eating it up for whatever reason. And then Harriet and Frida invite Joan to a black and white movie festival that's happening, and she feels included again. Abe and Joan make up. Abe starts to ask, like, do you think there's a possibility we'll ever be more than friends? And then she sees JFK, runs over to JFK, and she agrees to be his girlfriend. Remember when he asked her that like a million years ago at the beginning of the episode? And now they're dating, even though in the original she was disgusted by him, rightfully. And then Abe is sad about it, and that's the end of the episode. I think I talked about it enough during the synopsis. There were no jokes in the original that they couldn't have made today. Prove me wrong if I am wrong. I'm open to being wrong. I have not seen the original in a long time, but recent enough to know that they didn't make any jokes that targeted marginalized people. I think they just wanted to do a cancel culture episode, which is really stupid because it doesn't apply to them. Like, maybe they're still super bitter about the Gandhi thing, and I get why, but the show itself didn't make any offensive jokes the way that like this episode implies. Like, there's nothing, I don't understand. I don't get it. But let's have a conversation below, because I have a lot of questions. Mainly, who is this for? Like, you're bothered by an issue that doesn't pertain to you. I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, love you.